Live, uncut, unedited, people. You already know what it is. It's live, uncut, unedited. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be a great topic. Man, I got two examples that I want to show here in America. And this is real, people. So we're going to wait for more people to come in and we'll warm you guys up. And, we need about 40, 50 people. Just come on in real quick. And so we won't have to keep repeating ourselves. And I want to thank my YouTube family. Again, YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my page. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. And Facebook, make sure you follow me on YouTube. So in case I have a problem with Facebook, I'm still going live on YouTube. So I always have that backup. Always. I'm just telling you. It'll be good for your knowing. All right. All right. This is live uncut. Good evening, Kanika Rogers. I called you today, Miss Rogers. I called you. Who else I see? Virginia Beasley, I see you. I see you. I see you. Chad, I see you, man. I see you, Chad. I see you. I want to give a shout out to Chad's daughter right now. She's in hospital. She's she's pregnant. So, dear sister, if you see this live, I appreciate you. Stay strong. I'm praying for you, you and your father. Chad, that's a good buddy of mine. Hey, that's a brother from another mother right there, I say. All right. Yes. What's up, D? I see you. I see you. I see you. Live, uncut, unedited. My mic check. I can't hear my sound. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Can y'all hear me? All right. Jacqueline, I see you. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. Sometimes my sound be acting up. Hold on, people. Let me get it right. 1, 2. You already know what time it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Make sure my sound right. Can y'all hear me? Everybody hear me right? All right. All righty. All right. Say I'm good. Okay. If I'm good, I'm good. All right. Y'all say I'm good. We can. Okay, good. All right. Paul, what's going on? Paul D. Boss, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Miss Beasley, you guys can hear me? Okay. Because I know I can't hear myself, but it's okay. All right. All right. Kevin Thomas, family. That's right. Deborah Singleton. All right. All right, people. Crystal, what's that? Marsh Banks, I see you. I see you. All right. Make sure y'all send me some stars now. So you don't have to pay money. They got free stars. Make sure y'all send me some stars now. Support this talk show. I definitely need it. I'm not begging nobody. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Ain't no problem. We ain't going to fall out or nothing like that. I'm not living off the fat of the land. I'm a true worker. Tiffany, what's going on, Tiffany? I see Andrew. What's up, man? Andrew Williams. I see you from Champaign. That's right. I see you. I see you. Too blessed to be stressed. Let's get it on. Y'all listen. What's up, Leslie? I appreciate you. That Leslie, did I see? Yeah. All right, Leslie. I see you. 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 Listen, people, I got a great show tonight. I got two different scenarios where people have gotten shot and killed, and one white person killed a person and a black person killed a person, and y'all know the story after that. I don't even have to tell you. But I'm going to pull up the videos. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Now, what you do with it, it's on you. Live, uncut, unedited. I tell you. What's up, young lady? I see you. Moet Ross. I see you. 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 This live, uncut, unedited, people. Come on in. 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 And we're taking calls tonight, too. We're taking calls tonight. Make sure okay, I need everybody to share this video. Trust me. Don't worry about it. If you share it on your page, you won't get in trouble. Your boss won't fire you. Trust me. You know, some of you guys.
I never get tired of this. Making angel soft.
Get that sound off here. Get that sound off here.
And
it does it every now and then. All right.
It's like magic. Every
All right, let's
Angel
see.
soft and
Skip that.
11 News at 5.
All right. It does it every now and then. I got that sitting in the screen. Shit. All right. I'm going to start showing this video, but I need you guys to share the video. Share this video. Share this video. I'm going to share right now. Live, uncut, unedited. All right. Let me share this video right now. I got 4 shares, people. That's unbelievable. And that's what y'all think about me. I got people all around the country watching this and 4 shares. All right, let me get it out. Let me share this video. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. There we go. There go the sound going up and down. Live, uncut, unedited. That's better right there. Okay, the speaker got a little problem. I have to get his service. All right. Come on, share this video, man. Y'all killing me. All right. Come on, share this video. We're going to get started. I promise you. This is going to be a great show. It's going to be a great call-in. And we got to keep it 100. Y'all know how I'm doing it. Listen, you know how I'm doing it. I'm making it live, uncut, unedited. Hey, it is what it is. Real talk. We're definitely going to do it. All right. And we're going to talk about justice system between blacks and whites. We know it's a difference. They try to pretend like it's not, but we know better. We know better. Trust me. We know better. When you have the complexion of protection, oh my God, we know better. We definitely know better. I'm sharing the video, and I need you guys to share the video. That'll be great for me. All right. And so we can get on. This is real. This is live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right. I'm going to show the video, and we can get it rock and roll. I'm going to have to show it twice because you know people going to come in. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And y'all got to help them out because sometimes I like to repeat myself, but sometimes it just be ignoring. All right, I'm trying to get these videos out. And once I get out, we can get started. All right, people, we can get started now. We got enough people on here to do what we have to do. Johnny come late. Thank my YouTube family. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I appreciate you guys because if it wasn't for you guys sharing the video and stuff like that, it wouldn't be now. Kevin Thomas, I see you, brother. I see you. 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 Chad, I see you again. I see you. I see you. Vicky, I see you. I see you. I see you. Oh, the guy on the couch. My goodness, from Washington State. Look at people. I got people watching from all around the country. Tell you people, hey, y'all better appreciate the crime chaser. He live, uncut. Sharice, I see you. JD, I see you. Rion Davis, I see you. I see you. My goodness, y'all on here tonight, ain't you? Tanya White, I see you. Crystal, I see you again. Yeah, all right. All right, now we're talking about the complexion for protection. All right, let's get it on. We finna get it on, people. Let's get it on. I got it right here. All right, we finna get it on. Let me get on this video so we can see, so we can get it right. Let's see. That ain't the one I want. Okay, the one I want is right here. All right, let's pull it up. All right, I hope you guys can see it. All right, we're finna play it. Listen up, people.
Starts now.
Listen up.
Caught on camera, a customer shoots and kills a man who was robbing a restaurant. Hear from the restaurant owner who's calling that customer a hero.
The Capitol riot 2 years later after the insurrection, how the country is reflecting
All
on
right,
that dark day.
We got to hold up,
but
people.
leading us off this hour, surveillance video capturing the intense moments inside a Southwest Houston restaurant. Police say a customer shot and killed a man who was robbing the place with what turned out to be a fake gun. This happened at a taqueria off South Gessner.
Brittany Ford is there tonight. Brittany, police still looking for that customer. Will he face any charges?
No, we know he ain't gonna face no charges.
Well, no, right now authorities aren't anticipating any charges to be filed. But what I can tell you is that the customers who were inside when this happened and the owner here is calling this man a hero. Surveillance video from inside Ranchito Taqueria just before midnight shows a man dressed in all black pointing a gun demanding money from people inside. It's then you see one of the customers open fire on the suspect.
Wait, shoot him
We
at
are
in the
freezing
back.
the video because it's too graphic to show. Pedro Lopez is the restaurant's owner.
Tal vez haya traído un arma de verdad.
If he had a real gun, he would have shot all the clients. He's a hero to me. He is not an assassin. He is a hero. In the video, you see the customer then drag the robber's body, grab the gun, and then take the stolen money, returning it to the other victims before
that?
throwing the suspect's gun against the wall. Houston police say the suspect's gun was fake. So could this be a justified shooting?
So I can point you exactly in the law where it is, and that's 9.31 and 9.32 of the Penal Code.
Nathan Beadle with the Harris County District Attorney's Office says Texas law outlines specific instances pertaining to robbery by threat or aggravated robbery where deadly force is
Boom.
presumed
Shot that man in the back.
justified.
Look at this.
Whether someone uses deadly force in a situation, that is presumed to be correct under Texas law.
In this case, Houston police are looking to speak with the shooter, last seen leaving in this 1970s to 1980s model pickup. A man, Lopez says.
Sabes de que se le puede agradecer.
I'm very grateful for what he did because if it was either a fake or real gun, he did a good deed for the community. Now, Houston police is also looking to speak with the other people inside the restaurant when this happened who also left the scene, as well as finding that shooter. Reporting in Southwest Houston, Brittany Ford, KHOU 11 News.
All right, we're gonna play that again one more time for the Johnny Come Late, cause you know they're gonna come in like, what we talking about?
I
What
never
we
get
talking
tired
about?
of this.
What we talking
Making
about? So
angel
we're
soft,
going to
strong.
do that, and I'll play. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
It's like magic. Every
Skip that.
Some local Republicans who lost
let me stop
countywide
that.
elections in November.
Let me stop that. Well, let me play the other one real quick. I could do that. Let me play the other one. I'll go back to that one. I'm gonna play the other one. We're gonna play the other one. I got another one. Let me go back to this. All right. I just want y'all to see it now. We listen. We got to keep it 100 now, people. We got to tell the truth and what? Shame the devil. That's what we got to do, and that's what we're gonna do here, people. We're gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay. Screen sharing. All right. Let me stop that one. All right, all right. I'm gonna bring the other screen up too, people, so we can see and the other incident. All right. There we go. I'm going to play that. All right. One in Houston, not that one. We're going to play Louisiana. All right, I'm finna play it now. Let's go. Oh, the ad. Lord have mercy. I can't stand these ads.
Shine a light every day and night.
Let me see. Y'all ain't getting no free advertisement on here.
No, we can't give up on the dream.
Oh, Lord.
Keep shining
Hold
on.
on.
Yeah, keep shining. Yeah, keep shining
Might sound good there. I might let you come on through. I got some callers. Oh, I got a call online. Hold on, caller. We're going to play this video. Listen to this, caller. Caller, where you calling from?
Good morning, everybody. My name's Shannon Gray. I'm the attorney
Okay, hold
for the
on.
Zavis family. We're not going to be taking any questions at all. It's obviously an emotional time for the family, seeing the defendant for the first time. This is the beginning of the criminal justice system, and the family will be here for the long haul. And that's the statement for the media today. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
All right, hold on. Should be popping up. Hold on, people. All right. Now, let me get it up. Since they're not showing, I got to read it to you guys. This should be it. Okay. A Louisiana store clerk shot and killed an armed robber Monday night charged with it. Okay. Now, all right. Oh, here, this should be it right here. Let's play. I don't know why it's not coming up.
There's a place that's refreshingly
Let's see.
different, where excitement is a team
So
sport.
what we're
and
looking
you can play
for,
with hearts, spades, and diamonds.
a Louisiana
or
Dollar
a
General
set of your
store
own
clerk
clubs.
who shot and killed
Mississippi.
an armed robber
Wanderers,
Monday
welcome.
is being charged with a crime.
Good morning, everybody.
Listen up, people.
My name's Shannon Gray. I'm the attorney for the Gonzalez family. We're not going to be taking any questions at all.
Oh.
It's obviously an emotional time for the family, seeing the defendant for the first time. This is the beginning of the criminal justice system, and the family will be here for the long haul. And that's the statement for the media today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have any thoughts?
How are you feeling?
All right, well, let me just go down and read it. I thought it was going to show the video, but that's okay. We'll stop it right there. Pause it. Stop it.
Remember when
All right. Rufus Anderson was working at the store in Monroe when the suspect entered with a weapon. A police report said Anderson fired a shot that struck the suspect, a customer, as the robber fled the store. Responding police officers found the robber laying in the money he had just robbed the store of the north scene, the report said. The suspect later died. Here it is. The suspect later died. Now here's a person right here. All persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty. This is a young man. This is a black man. He shot and killed a robber. The customer was taken to the hospital and was released after receiving treatment. After shooting, Anderson locked up the store, set the alarm, and left. He later gave a statement to the police, and he said he was afraid the suspect would kill him, and he had no idea that the suspect was struck by gunfire because he continued to run. He also said the store had been the target of 6 armed robberies since August. He said there was 4 robberies and 2 attempt robberies. Anderson is charged with manslaughter. He was released on bail Wednesday and was scheduled to appear in court the same day. So that's where we at, people, right there. That's where we at right here. So we're going to be watching this case from afar off. So Louisiana Dollar General clerk shoots and kills armed robber and gets charged for manslaughter. Now, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Go ahead, caller. Let me get rid of this. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead and talk, caller. I got a call on here, live, uncut, unedited. All right. Come on, caller.
So,
go ahead, talk, caller.
It do goes by the color of your skin.
Mm-hmm. Not the justice system. They don't do that. The justice system is fair. They don't do that, do they?
No. They're very racist also. There's still racism going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I went to a job today, and did you know I got turned around because the color of my skin?
Mm. Mm.
So racism is, I'll tell you what, it's very bold now ever since Donald Trump was in office. It's real prevalent. It's very bold.
Mm. Okay. Well,
so I love being black, but I'm going to tell the truth. You know I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Racism always been out in the open to me. I see it all the time. When I turn on the TV, I see the news on reporting against black people. That's racism right there, no matter where you at. I see commercials. I see HIV commercials with gay black men. You know what I'm saying? Listen, HIV is, heterosexuals get HIV too as well. So it ain't just a gay man disease or nothing like that. So we see it all. We see it all, people. It's right in front of us. Yeah, it's right in front of us. Ain't no need us lying now. Ain't no need us lying. Now, and I'm gonna tell you. Now, go ahead.
I went out to places today. And one lady turned me around because of my skin color. I felt it. But it was cool. It was all right because I went to another job and I got that job.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Let me just say this. Let's talk about the videos. Now, one in Texas and the other one's in Louisiana. All right, totally two different places, two different scenarios. Now, you have a would-be robber. He did come in with a gun, even though if it was fake or not, it was posed as a gun, as a threat. But if you notice in the video, when the white man shot the man in the back, he shot him in the back from the rear. It's no longer a threat when he was running out the store. No longer a threat. And if it was so justified, why didn't the guy that did the shooting, the white man that did the shooting, why did he stay on the scene if it was so justified? You know? So I'm just telling you. Now, here's a person that works inside the establishment. This particular store has a history of being robbed. So he defended himself. He shot and killed the would-be robber as being black. But they still charge him. They still charge him. So that goes to show you, they don't want your black self with no gun. They don't want you with no gun. Trust me. They don't want you. Listen, man, it's crazy out here, people. And listen, I didn't know you could shoot people in the back, but I guess you can shoot people in the back. But it's like it's two different stories, but we're paralleling the two stories. One person left the scene, one stayed on the scene, closed the store down. The one stayed on the scene was employee, he got locked up. The one that left the scene wasn't an employee, was a customer. He didn't get locked up. They don't know who he is. They don't know who he is. For real. And we talking about this. This is real, people. This is no joke. That man, he have the complexion of protection. And we know it. We don't want to see it. And listen, this is what they do. This is what they do. When I talk about stuff like this, what they try to deflect. Well, what about blacks killing blacks? What about it? What about whites killing whites over there in Russia, here in America? What about it?
Right.
What about it? It's called deflection, people. They're trying to deflect. See, when we point out white and black, it makes white people feel uncomfortable. It exposes them. Y'all know I'm telling the truth and shame the devil. Come on now, people. Y'all got to talk with me. I know you got to go to work tomorrow. I know you got to go to work tomorrow. I know you got to look at your boss face, your white boss face. I know it. But the truth is the truth. It's the truth. I know your boss look out for you. Well, Martin, he white, he cool. He look out for me. I try to go to a black place. They didn't hire me, but the white man, he look out for me. Yeah, that's understandable. But guess what? Your white boss is not exempt from the truth. The truth is the truth. They said the butt-naked truth will undress a dressed-up lie. Let me say that again. The butt-naked truth will undress a dressed-up lie. I tell you, I got another caller. All right, 708 caller, go ahead. Where you calling from? 708?
I'm calling out of Chicago.
Oh, okay, come on, what's going on? What you think about the scenario?
I see that the scenario, I'm going to bring it up. Okay, the guy had a fake gun. He went in, he robbed, he took the money. He was leaving, like you said, so he wasn't a threat after he was leaving. No one was hurt. People were robbed, traumatized from the experience. Okay, I get it. But he went and after he shot the man in the back, he went back and dug in the man's pockets and took the money back. So he tarnished the crime scene as well. And then you're not supposed to shoot somebody and stand your ground long and then leave the scene. So that's a crime right there, to leave the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then look how he took the gun and threw it against, that was anger. That wasn't a fear for my life. He took that gun and threw it, the fake gun. So actually, you committed a crime yourself by robbing a dead person.
So he took the money I gave back to the people. He was a hero.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
All right, somebody
robbed
make a
dead
noise in the
person.
back. Got to watch your back. Yeah. Somebody make a noise. I hear noise.
That wasn't for him to do.
Right. But my thing is, if he was so right, he shouldn't have to run. You shot that man in the back.
Yeah.
That was my concern.
They don't even know. And now they're playing dumb like they can't find him.
Right.
With that old truck.
Right.
How many old trucks that look like that is riding around in town? They
Come
know
on,
who that man
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
They know who that
They
man
sure
is.
do.
And they playing dumb. Because it's a crime that's been committed, a few of them.
Mm-hmm. Chaz.
You stand your ground means that you were in the perils of imminent danger and you felt that there was no other way but to use deadly force.
Mm-hmm.
Stand your ground don't mean shoot somebody in the back. If somebody come in your house, and they come in there and rob you and you shoot them in the back while they're leaving, you go into the penitentiary here in Chicago. I know somebody that did it. This man had robbed this guy twice. And Bill's sitting right next to me, and he knows who I'm talking about. The man went and robbed this man twice. The last time, his kids was in the house, the father, and he had two kids in the house. They came in and caught the man in the house. He walked the man out. Am I lying, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
He walked the man out in between the gangway and shot and killed the man. How many years did that man do? About 20 years. He had been the victim of the same person. The man just got out of jail a couple of years ago. He did about 20 years.
But
this dude had robbed him twice.
Mm-hmm. See,
had been in his house and everything.
Listen.
This time he crossed the line. Now, if he'd have killed him in the house, he would have never went to jail.
Yeah, but listen, with your black self out there, people, melanated self, whatever you want to call yourself, they don't want you to have no gun. The rules don't apply to you. They don't apply to you. Trust me. Listen, I'm like Brother George Blakemore. He said, Martin, you don't have to call me the N-word, but you treat me like one. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's like a man that say he love a woman, but he treating her like Dookie. Y'all know what I'm talking about. How you gonna love somebody and you're not treating them right? You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. It could be the male or the female, vice versa. So these are scenarios that we see all the time. Then when we speak out against them, they call me a troublemaker. They call me a race baiter. How about just say, I'm telling the truth? How about if I'm just telling the truth about the scenarios? So you telling me what my eyes can't see. This is clear as daylight. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking up for no criminal at all. At all. But we see it so much. Listen, let me say this to my white audience. And I'm going to say it publicly to my white audience. Those that have followed me, listen to me. You might not believe me, agree with me, but when O.J. Simpson got off of that murder, and I believe in my heart, if he didn't do it, he probably had somebody do it. Just me talking. We wasn't rejoicing because Nicole was dead and her boyfriend. We was rejoicing because somebody finally beat y'all at y'all own game. That's why we was rejoicing.
And look what
Am I right,
happened to him.
sister? Am I right?
What happened to him.
Right.
Yeah, but look what happened to Johnny Cochran.
Right.
They got tired of Johnny Cochran
Right.
and got rid of him.
Right. But see, that's my point. See, white people thought we was shouting because two white people was dead. No, we was celebrating because somebody finally beat y'all at y'all own game. They had the finance to challenge the system, had the best lawyers that money could buy. And you know when we learn how to when we learn how to navigate through the rules, you know they changes them. Y'all know that, don't you? They change them. They change them. When it look like it's
And you
benefiting
don't hear
us.
from that female lawyer that was Johnny Cochran either, Marsha Clark. You don't hear from her no more.
No.
She was on the Johnny Cochran team. They scared her into silence. You don't even hear her name no more.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they said, now you see what we did to Johnny Cochran, you'll be next. You better get somewhere and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and you
this
don't
is
hear from Marsha Clark no more.
somebody said he was a hero before he left the scene, huh? He was just scared knowing he took a life before knowing the gun was fake. Finding out it was fake, he knew he messed up. You have to demand them to drop their weapon.
The gun was real.
Yeah, he messed up with the gun was real. Yeah. Right.
It didn't matter. If the gun was real, he still messed up. Right. We don't even know if he's a legal gun. But see, they passed that law in Texas where anybody can carry a gun as long as you're not a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
So, right. There's a new law. You don't need a conceal and carry in Texas anymore.
All right.
As long as you can own a gun, as long as you're not a convicted felon. So it doesn't have to be registered. None of that. It's my gun. I can carry it. And that's that. Right. They passed that law a couple of months ago.
Right. Hold on, ladies. 872-297-6389. You're welcome to call in. 872-299-0808. Again, 872-299-0808. Again, 872-297-6389. The number right over my head. If you can't get in on the other number, call the other number, vice versa. And we're waiting on more calls. We got two ladies on the line. Where my men at? Where my men at? Where are my men? I tell you, people, this is real. But I just want to show y'all, they don't really want black people to have guns. Trust me. And we can't exercise law.
Black people to have anything.
Right. You know that. That's right. We listen. So we
It's
all
called white privilege, Martin.
yeah, that's what it is. I call it a
the
complexion for protection. And they pretend like it don't exist. It does exist. It does exist.
Right. Right. It's
It
called
does
white
exist.
privilege. You got to be white to have these privileges.
Yeah. It does. But let me just say this, people. We see gun violence, those of us that live in these inner city areas, all the time. And we do know that where violence take place in these inner city poor areas, high crime areas, the guns are not being manufactured in these areas. For some way, somehow, they always wind up in the hands of criminals. Isn't that mighty strange? And I always say this, why is it that when it comes to our young people, those things that they really need to survive and flourish in life is so hard to obtain? But the things that would be a detrimental to their safety, to their health, they're so easily to obtain. Guns, drugs, alcohol, they can get that like that. I've seen people that's homeless carrying guns. Why is that? My lines are open. People call in now. You ain't gonna get fired. You're not gonna get fired.
Martin,
Yeah.
You gonna get us in a whole heap of trouble.
I read an article where the Ku Klux Klan said they don't have to kill the blacks no more because they dropping guns off in our neighborhood and they let us kill us, our own self. And that was kind of sad to me.
Yeah, well, that's some truth to that, but it's more to that, though. It's more to that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if I tell you to go kill somebody, I'm just as guilty as you are going to do it. I'm giving you the tools to do it.
Right.
So that just, listen, that I understand what you're saying, but they behind it too. You know, listen, they the mastermind. Okay. What kind of people, hold on, people. Y'all finna take me there. Now, I didn't want to go there, but I'm gonna go there. Okay. What kind of people
go there,
that study another people and try to destroy them, everything they do, try to destroy their success, to try to just kill them. What kind of people that sit back and say, hey, how can I kill these people? How can I make it hard for these people? How can I take away what they have? How can I apply pressure to them? How can
I hold them back?
How can I hold them back? What kind of people is that? What kind of mindset is that?
Evil.
That's an evil person. It's an evil system. It's called white supremacy. That's what it's called.
That's the devil.
They prey on babies.
That's the devil.
Here is
killing them.
Hold on, y'all. Listen, you see a little baby. Now here you got I would say the thing to heal this little baby. Just because the insurance won't pay for the medicine, now you're going to allow the baby to die, which you could avoid that. What type of evil people are like that, people? Listen, there was a saying that on Facebook said, the pharmaceutical companies are looking for cures. They're looking for customers. Because if they cure you, you won't be a customer anymore. You won't need them. Oh, y'all know I'm telling the
That's
truth.
why Dr. Sebi dead. That's why Dr. Sebi is dead. Because he was healing people. They have to say it. And all those other scientists, black and some white scientists too. They were finding they were doing studies and finding cures. I'm gonna send it to you, Martin. Male and female, black and white. Them pharmaceutical companies them scientists. They were going on morning jogs. They were getting ran down in black vehicles with all tinted windows. Being cars jumping the curb, or not only running them over, but innocent bystanders too. The pharmaceutical people ain't done nice. I'm telling you. There were about 10 scientists. It was a black man that they had discovered. He was a scientist. He had discovered that there was I can't remember the name of this chemical, but he had linked it to why it's so many black homosexual men in the black community, and he started testing the malt liquor, things that are popular in the black community, and he tested it on lab rats and found and was making the male lab rats become homosexual, and the female lab rats were becoming lesbian. They killed him too. It's a bunch of scientists that was discovering and working on things, cancer and all types of stuff. All of them are dead, black and white. They killed them people. It just finding them dead in their house. It was a black female scientist, and she was bludgeoned to death.
Now, listen,
nobody
people.
cared nothing.
And we know who run this country now. Don't think for a mistake. Don't think one chance somebody that look like me that's running this country. White man been in power for over 500 some years in this country. Trust me. In power. I don't care if you got a white mother or a white father, or you mixed race, whatever you call yourself. They not going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what it is. You can pretend like it's equal. It's not equal. And we know it. It's not equal in this country. They don't want us to eat. They don't want us to stick together. They don't want us to love each other. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go further than that. They don't even want their own loving on us or telling us anything. Don't you know this country spend billions of dollars to keep us from not knowing? Let me say it again. This country that we're living in spend billions of dollars to keep us from not knowing. The scripture said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, understanding. Perish. When you don't know, you don't know. And some people don't know that they don't know. They think, listen, I'm going to tell you how brainwashed some of us are. I'm talking about black people now. Not all of us. We think when we come outside, it's normal for trash to be all on the ground. We think it's normal for somebody to get killed next door to us, shooting. We think it's normal to have a dope house on the next block. We think it's normal for a prostitution strip. We think that's normal. That's not normal, people. We have become accustomed to it, but it's not normal, people. It's not. For young people, young as 9 and 10 years old, committing adult crimes, carjacking, murder, robbing, snatching and grabbing.
Right.
These crimes, people, times are, then when you starve these communities, talk about the white supremacists, when you don't allow resources to come in these inner city poor areas, guess what? We're going to start killing each other, preying on each other. Because it's in a man,
and
interesting. Yeah, instinct. Now, look at downtown. Those of you that don't know about city Chicago, downtown is a place now where, man, they rob and shooting, carjacking and everything.
Killing.
Downtown was always like a neutral place. It was not drug infested. I'm not saying they wasn't doing drugs downtown. I'm not saying that it was never crime downtown, but not at the magnitude it is now. That's what I'm saying. Now, listen.
It was organized.
Yeah, listen to this, people. We're dealing with young criminals. They don't think the way when I was into the streets, they think different. They're like, well, hold on. Why we keep staying in the hood, robbing our own people and they ain't got nothing? We get the same time. If we go downtown and rob somebody, our chances are we're going to get more money and the same amount of time if we rob a black person. So they going where the money's at. Well, you say, well, Martin, are you encouraging that behavior? No, I'm not encouraging. But I remember the same people that are watching me right now, they always told us in the black community, deflecting, talking about the only reason why you guys got crime in y'all community because y'all don't call the police. You don't want to cooperate with the police. Now look at the north side downtown now. What's y'all excuse? Why is it that people coming down there carjacking, snatching and grabbing? Why is it? Is it that y'all not cooperating with the police? Or is it that you guys are not calling the police? What is it? Now, we've been going through, those of us that grew up in these communities on the south and west sides, we've been going through this for years. We've been prisoners in our own homes. We've been prisoners of drug selling. We've been prisoners of gang banging. We've been prisoners of carjacking, drive-by shootings, gang intimidation, sex trafficking. We've been prisoners of this for a long time. Now it has expanded in these areas that where this ain't supposed to happen there. Y'all know I'm telling the truth and shame the devil now. Come on, my white audience. Y'all stay with me now. Don't leave. Don't leave me now. Let me look how many people I got. Don't leave me now, white folks. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Stay with me. Y'all know what y'all used to tell us. We don't like the police. You wouldn't like the police either if they take you and pick you up and take you from one area and drop you off on another area and put on a loud mic, hey, this is a disciple over here, or this is a stone. You wouldn't like the police either. You wouldn't like the police either. Hold on. You wouldn't like, let me talk, y'all. You wouldn't like the police either if they put a gun on you that you know you didn't have. You wouldn't like the police either if they make you tell on your friend. Lie on your friend, let me say that. Now listen, come on now, black people, and let's be real honest, white people too. We got to be honest. We're telling the truth and shame the devil. Can I preach, y'all? Can I preach? Listen, how could a white person, that's an officer, a sworn officer that served in Inglewood, in Lawndale on the west side, that's probably racist, that hate black people and view them as nothing, patrol the area where they don't care nothing about the people? How could they do that effectively? So I'm telling my people that look like me, do not expect the police to do a great job if they're not respecting our community. Now, I'm not saying every police officer that's white is doing this. No, I'll never say that. I would never say that. I'm going to say this, and I'll put it on the record. It's some black cops that look like me are worse than white people, calling themselves serving and protecting. They showing off in front of white people. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yep.
I've seen it. I've seen it in protests and everything, showing out for their white partner. And that's why I encourage I encourage anybody out here that want to apply for the Chicago Police Department, please do it. We need more cops that look like us, that understand our plight in our community. I'm saying it. Yes, I'm saying it. I'm saying it publicly. It ain't no secret. And I do call the police. And I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-racist police. I'm anti-road police. When you go out here and you sending innocent black girls and boys to prison that don't deserve to be there, and when you lie and manipulate the write-up, the arrest record, I'm against that. When you force a man and a woman or boy or girl to a crime that they didn't do it, and you lie to them and say, just sign this and you coming home. And see, I know that happened to my nephew. He was slow. My nephew was slow, couldn't read well, committed a crime, and they told me, just sign this paper right here, you can go home. He signed. It was a confession paper. See, you guys play tricks like that. You play tricks like that on our people because you know we don't have the money to fight this system with the best representation. And that's no disrespect against a public defender. No disrespect to y'all, but y'all know y'all hands limited. The same people that you're trying to free, it's the same people that's trying to convict us that you work for. Trust me, it's a number game, and the game is being played on people that look like me. We still taking callers, 872-297-6389, 872-299. Hold on, sister. 0808. Go ahead. 0808. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I had an incident, Martin. I had an incident 2 years ago where I had a racist cop came to my house, and I had to make a missing persons report. And, you know, after you call the police after so many times, your address go up as a red flag. They already red flag your address. He did not want to make the report out, so I had to call a sergeant. And the sergeant came out, the whole 71st, the whole 51st police department know me by name. I don't care, but all of them know me by name. They know who I am, but you are right. Our own black people are racism to us. Half of them don't want to do their job. They really don't.
Yeah, well, listen, I tell you one thing. Let me just say this. Some people that be out there saying F12, and y'all know what I'm trying to say, y'all be the first one picking up that telephone, calling the police. The first one. You be the first one. See, I'm going to make the police do their job because I'm a taxpaying citizen. You are too. I'm going to make them do their job.
Right. Preach.
I'm going to make them do their job. Don't tell me. When I tell you, when I call 911, let me say this to people. When they say black people don't say anything, that's a lie, people. Don't you know it's millions of calls to 911, and a lot of them are from black people that live in the community? Now, if I tell you they shooting over here on 63rd and Halsted, that don't mean I need to go out there, get a description of them, and go back in the house, get back and call 911. I'm telling you, it's for shooting out there. Matter of fact, while I'm telling you this, I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. So don't make me go out there and do the police job. Listen, I'm just telling you what's going on. Now, you got the expertise, the equipment, the army behind you, the military behind, the force behind you to go out there and deal with this. You got the helicopter. It's called a PH-1. You got the shot spotter detector, which you can protect. You can detect gunshot. You got 911. You got the license plate reader. You got the technology, fingerprint technology. You got all the technology you need. We can't play police. We have to live in these communities. Now, okay, let me give you an example. Now, what if I witness a crime? Okay, I seen this boy that I went to school with, he blew this other guy brains out. Now, okay, if I tell on him, now y'all say, well, okay, well, we can move you, Martin, but what about my family? What about my family? You think they're gonna let my family live in peace? Well, you ship me out and put me in hiding? What about my family? I got a new caller. 630, where you calling from? Caller. Come on, caller.
Chicago.
All right, what you got to talk about?
Hey, the first thing we got to realize is this country was built on racism.
Yes, sir.
And the best place for racism and the race soldiers to come to battle is being a policeman. And what better place for a policeman that's racist is to be in training a police. So when he's at the academy, and he's training police, he can pick out the weakest ones or the ones that he could get to be cruel to our people. He could pick out 3 or 4, 5 of them, let them come over to barbecue, give them a number to more race soldiers or a clan or whatever, and then turn them loose in our neighborhood. And now every time he do something bogus, he get a pat on the back from the rest of the people that he can relate to.
Mm-hmm. Let me say this,
That's
Bill.
the best place.
Yeah, that is.
Them.
Let me say this, Brother Bill. When we fought for the police cameras, the dash cams, you know, a lot of police officers quit. They retired, they quit because they couldn't no longer get away with what they was getting away with. They was being held accountable. And let me say this to those old people out there that think the police is always right. I support the police when they are right. When they wrong, I'm gonna get on them. I'm gonna roast them. Because guess what? If they catch me wrong, they're gonna get me too. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Listen, the police isn't always right, people. They lie. They make up false police reports. Listen, it's their job to get felons. They want felons because they get more credit for that. This is a career. It's a good job. It's a good job. It's a dangerous job. And we should support the police. It's a hard job. As I said, the Chicago police have the most suicide in the country right now. In Chicago. Now, personally, I don't believe. Yeah, personally, I don't believe all of them are suicide, but you know, that's just me. I can't prove it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying personally. So they do go through a lot.
I don't believe it either, Martin.
I just don't believe it. Trust me. I don't believe it. Because
Absolutely not.
One I question happened on the west side. Here's a man just got promoted and everything. All of a sudden, he gonna kill himself. High-ranking black police officer. I'm like, man. Then
they just killed a black female officer from the west side. They found her dead in her house. About 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. It was 3 officers within a week they claimed committed suicide in Chicago. I don't believe it. Look it up. Google it on your phone. Look it up, Martin, while you're on here. Look.
No, I believe. I know about it.
Somebody Google it.
I know. I believe you. I believe you. I know about it.
They've been knocking them off for the past 5 years in a row in
Yeah.
Chicago.
'Cause
Not all in the parking lot at the job.
Right.
The other black female officer over there out south, she got dressed and went to work and killed herself in her car at in the parking lot at the police department. Come on now. Wow.
And it's real. It's real.
Yeah, that
It's
is
real.
a dangerous
And, but
job.
you know, a lot of these Chicago cops have a lot of pressure on them. They do a lot of things. They see a lot of things, and I understand that. Then, especially when the holidays come around, Mother's Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day, they working 14 hours a day, no days off. I understand. Trust me. I sympathize. My heart goes out with them. They do have a family. They want to go home. They want to go home. I understand. But like Bill said, you got.
Well, let me ask you this, Martin.
Go ahead.
What was the reason those two white cops chased that other black police officer to his death out west on Roosevelt and Costner?
They don't
and
talk
they
about
killed
that no more.
black
They don't.
girl, remember?
They don't talk about that no more.
I know they don't.
They don't talk about that anymore.
But what was he was a police officer. He had just got off work.
Yeah.
They chased that man to his death
Mhm.
and killed that young black girl.
Yeah, they don't talk about that
He was a
anymore.
cop and had just got off work. Why they chased him down and killed him?
They don't talk about that anymore.
Two
See,
white police officers.
But let me just say this.
And the black guy was a cop too.
When you control the narrative, when you control the media, when you control the police, the school, education, you could make things appear the way they really not. Don't you know somebody with the power of media, they can have you thinking you crazy. And all they got to do is keep putting on the airways. Because something about the mind, we believe what we see. It's something about, listen, because you see something on the news, people, that doesn't make it right. Trump said it. Fake news. Fake news. He told you. You cannot believe everything that you see. You can't believe it. I got a caller, people. All right. Caller, where you calling from? Caller, 3248.
Good evening, Martin. What's going on, baby?
Hey, Roosevelt, how you doing? Come on with it,
I'm doing
Roosevelt.
good, man. What about you?
Oh, I'm living. I'm glad to be living in the land of the
Well,
living.
I think we all are. But look, I called in because, I think that you're talking about, dealing with like police and policing. And like I said the other night, I really wanted to get in the conversation, but I was working the other night and everything when you had the, police officer on. You know how she and even others, were trying to tout all the good things the Chicago Police Department does, blah, 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 whatever. But I wanted to present the other side.
Well, hold it, Roosevelt.
The reason why I got started.
Roosevelt, hold it. Now, listen. Chicago police do a lot of things for the community. We just don't hear it. It's not publicized. And she right. Trust me. Well, only reason why I know because the way I'm a crime chaser. So they do a lot of things. It may not be for Inglewood and Austin area and North London, but they do a lot of things. Trust me. But go ahead. You want to talk about the other side? Go ahead. I just want to put that on there because I don't want that. That sister was right. They do a lot. She mentioned some things. She mentioned a program that I've never heard of. They hook up with sophomores in school and teach them, bring them to the police academy, to the fire thing, and they pay for the education. So that's a good thing. But we don't hear about things like that. Because black people, when we see the police, we go the other way, and rightfully so. I understand. But we don't say nothing.
Because some of us we have a good reason.
Right, we have good reason. I said I understand. Go ahead, Roosevelt. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, we have a good reason to sometimes go the other way because I think the reason why you and I met, some years ago, because you remember I was a victim of Chicago police myself.
Yes, right.
You know what? It was a police officer who lived on my block. Both her and her husband are police officers, and they lied and unjustly had my home raided.
Okay.
And I've just seen so much of, Chicago police. And the thing is, this stuff, I hear you and others say that we be doing ourselves a whole lot like more favors if we see more officers who look like us.
Yeah.
As much as I hate police officers, I think I hate black officers even much more, because it seems to me like a whole lot of them, they might halfway start out good, but in the end, they pick up this Sambo, Uncle Tom mentality, if I have to use that expression, and they begin to look down on us like we're their doormats. How many times has something I've seen them curse at people and all that other kind of stuff, but if you was on a job and you cursed at someone and all of this and everything, you'd be fired. I don't understand. It's the only kind of job where people can go on, they can say what they want to, they can do whatever they want to, and nothing's ever done. I mean, none of us could go on as a professional photographer. I don't act that way.
Well, can I ask you a question, Roosevelt? Let me ask you a question. I want you to think now. Suppose there wasn't no black police officers on the force. What would you think then? What would you say? Suppose that there was no, in the city of Chicago, there was no African-American police officers on the force. Talk to me. What would you be thinking? What would you say?
I'll tell you the truth. I wouldn't think like anything, because, I mean, having black officers hasn't really done us too much good anyway, because a whole lot of them, they have the same or worse attitudes than white officers.
You ain't lying.
So you
because
saying,
the thing is something they don't, once they get on the force, they're not black, they ain't black no more. They're blue. So therefore, even if a white officer does something that is wrong, they're still going, they're never going to check this white officer. They're going to go along with it.
And turn the other cheek.
Every single time, they're going to go along with it. They do it every freaking time.
Yep.
And the thing is this officer who lied and unjustly had my home raided, this is not a white officer now. This is a black one.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever had a good experience with police officers?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a good encounter with a police officer?
I have.
No, let me ask. I'm talking to my brother here. Go ahead, Roosevelt.
She can answer. It's cool.
I've had
but
no, I'm asking my brother.
I mean, I have to like some. I have to, some points.
Well, tell us about it.
But
tell us about it.
Have like.
Tell us about it, Brother Roosevelt.
To where if I spoke with it wasn't really anything big, because I was trying my best to kind of like stay out of trouble and trying to stay out of their way, so to speak. But like if I saw one and I spoke or something, they spoke, and plus I've seen some even at protests. I remember like a few years ago when we were protesting remember when we were protesting at Misha's?
I remember
years ago. And it was like one sergeant, Sergeant Nichols, never will forget him. Even though he was a white sergeant, now I remember him to be very, very nice. But just because you find one that's very nice, just because that person is nice in that moment, when the rubber really, really meets the road, you have to ask yourself the question: if you get in a jam with an officer who's bad, will this so-called nice officer come and back you up? That's the question.
Okay. All right. Do you call the police, Roosevelt?
Well, I mean, I have.
Well, why you call them?
It's been a while.
But why you call them? If you think that, they're so bad.
Because the thing is,
go ahead.
Because the thing is, as bad as they are, it seems like, we still have to depend on these same, it's a shame that we still have to depend on these same people who are bad just to, protect us or, whatever. Because, I never received any kind of justice in my case. And look at others. I mean, look at with the Rekia Boyd case and Mike Brown and Tamir Rice. None of these people received justice.
Well,
And the thing is, if you ask officers today about it, they try to shrug it off like it don't even count. When you ask them about a Mike Brown or a George Floyd or Tatiana Jefferson, they try to all shrug it off and act like, just sitting there with the mouth shut, with their thumbs shipped up their behind, like they can't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't get it.
Just like, let me say this, I'm gonna let the other callers talk too. Just like any organization, all organizations have a code of silence. When I was doing social service work, and when people call in and ask about our service, if they didn't ask me a question, I didn't volunteer no information. That's the same. I'm gonna give you an example. A lot of people don't know this. This is still on the same job. If you file an unemployment and you tell unemployment, hey, I want to go to school, they'll say, well, you can't go to school and look for a job too. We can't pay you that. We can't do that. But what unemployment won't tell you is that you can go to school and still receive unemployment if you go to school after 5 o'clock. See that? See that? But they won't tell you that. They won't tell you. And the reason why they know you're not going to be looking for no job after 5 o'clock in the evening. So you can go look for a job. You can look for a job during the day and work after 5 o'clock. So my point is, there are an exception to some rules. We just don't know. Some people don't, that lack of knowledge. We don't know. They pay us okay, give you another example. A lot of people base morals on law. Most laws are not made on morals. It's somebody else's idea and opinion. That's what it is. It is. I've had police officers like, hey, lock me up, man. Hey, I got to do my job, man. I don't understand it either, but hey, I got to lock you up. It's a job. It's a job, man. And somebody got to do it. Well, listen.
It's different than any other.
Yeah. But listen, somebody got to do it, brother Roosevelt.
It's different than any other because you're playing with lives.
Yes.
These are lives you're talking about. There's no way that I could be a police officer. And I'm not trying to cut you off or anything. Please don't get me wrong.
No, go ahead.
I'm not trying to come on nobody else's show or platform
go ahead.
and be disrespectful. But at the same time, I mean, it seems like it's just different than any other kind of occupation. There's no way as a police officer, if I was a police officer, that I could know and see another police officer, even if it is my partner, let's just say plant drugs on you or plant a gun on you, something that could cause you to go away for years and years. And I'm just supposed to just sit there and just not say anything when I did not take, when I put on that badge and that gun and I raised my hand and I took an oath to, first of all, defend the Constitution of the United States of America and defend it against all the enemies, foreign and domestic, and also to defend the people of the city or the state or the country of which I serve. I took a vow to the people, not to another officer or to an organization.
And you know what, Roosevelt? My father
They don't
always
get that. They don't understand that.
You're right. Some of them do. One thing I'll say is, everybody want to eat steak, but don't nobody want to cut the cow. Somebody got to do the policing. Somebody got to embalm the bodies. Somebody got to do the open heart surgery. That job is just not for you. And it's a dirty job. And I admit it is.
Because I'm not a big enough butthole to be one. In order to be one, I think you have to have a little bit of. I'm saying butthole, trying to be disrespectful, trying to be respectful.
Right. No,
but you know what word I really want to use.
Right.
You got to have a little butthole in you in order to do it. If you don't have it, you can't do it. Because I just don't. I mean, even though they might do some good things, don't get me wrong, but we can't ignore some of the bad that some of us have seen. You and I have seen some bad things together on protests and all this stuff of what some officers do. How sometimes when we peacefully protest, how some officers have tried to say things and push up against us and try to goad us into fights or whatever. You and I have seen it together.
Yes, tactics. Yeah. You're correct.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, sister.
Well, I had a neighbor had threatened me with her gun, and I had to get an order of protection. And I had four police cars out here, and she had came out and she had actually threatened me with her gun, and she sits up pit bull on me also, her dog on me. So there is some good cops out here, and there's some bad cops out here. But you can't point the finger at all on like just like Martin said. Somebody got to do the job. Everybody got their own profession.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna call the police on Negro in a minute. I'm telling you, keep me from killing them.
I will.
I'm gonna just tell you that, because I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for the police, a lot of y'all be out here dead, laying on the road somewhere. You know, hey, let me let the police do their job. Let them handle it.
Yes, because I love eating my steak, my potatoes, and my shrimp. I'm not going to jail. So I would rather put you on this piece of paper. So if you come near me or by me or threaten me, they coming after you because I got you on paper. And that black and white goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. So, and I understand, Roosevelt, his frustration.
Like you said, Martin.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Like you said, Martin, it's hard for people to call the police when you've seen them in action, how they plant stuff on you, how they might jump on you, how they not really serving and protecting you and people that look like you.
Remember the paddy wagon era, Martin?
Mm-hmm.
When they would come and put on them black leather gloves and put black people, and you see the paddy wagon rocking. 3-4 police back there beating a black man senseless. You remember those eras in the 80s and 90s? Paddy wagon come, they'll handcuff them, put them in the back, and when they come off that paddy wagon, they be sweaty and they're dripping with sweat and high-fiving, and they would do this in front of us in broad daylight.
And you know
that kind of stuff has never been corrected.
Right. And you know what? Let me just say
they don't
this.
do it now. They just do other stuff to you.
You got the body camera now. They can't move like the way they used to move on a lot of things. On a lot of things, they can't move because it's never in the history of Chicago you have too many officers that have been arrested and locked up for their crimes, their police crimes. Yes, they commit crimes, Roosevelt, and I agree with you. Yes, they agitators and pull you up. See, listen, you got to know the game. I remember when we was protesting, we was in Crown Plaza out there in the suburbs of Kanika Jenkins, and I told them that was on the front line. I said, if the police hit you, fall out. Don't fight back because you're not going to win. Get you a lawsuit. Get you a lawsuit. Because you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Trust me. If they hit you. And I tell anybody, unless you're ready to die, you better be ready when you fight the police. Because guess what? They got legal authority to use force. Trust me. And at the end of the day, the judge gonna believe the police officer until some proof is shown. They're gonna take their word. They're not gonna take a
sometimes not even then.
Yeah. Say it, Bill. Yeah. Right. You know, listen.
Because they're all parts of the same evil organization, the Fraternal Order of Police. That all judges and police officers are members of the same evil organization.
Telling the truth, Roosevelt ain't lying.
Why do you think that they get away with a whole lot of stuff they get away with? I mean, us as photographers, we don't belong to an organization. Nurses don't belong to an organization. So how come, police officers have to have a fraternal organization, and judges are a part of this too? So they should know something that they're two wings on the same dirty, filthy bird.
Yeah.
Well, look at that one black cop some years back. And like Roosevelt said, he despises and he's full of disdain more for black officers. And Bill knows what I'm talking about. It was a black police officer, detective out west. He was convicted and sent to prison. He took his gun and rammed it down the boy's throat and up his butt.
Oh, that commander, Glenn, whatever his name is.
Yeah, they
No, I
found
don't.
that boy's
Now,
DNA from
now, hold on,
Volcano
hold on,
area
hold
that
on,
gun.
sister. Now, I ain't heard about nothing putting it in the butt. Now, I heard about the mouth, but not in the butt though. Nuh-uh. I know about.
Yeah, he put it in his butt.
No, I didn't hear about that though. Now, I know about the mouth.
You didn't hear about that?
No, not
Yeah,
this
it was
one.
an officer out west that went to jail.
Oh,
It was
out
an
west. I'm
officer
talking
out
about.
west. He did it right there.
Okay, was
Mhm.
the one we talking about out south? The commander. They said he put the gun in the person's mouth for saliva. No, now I know about that
No,
because I'm from that
yeah,
area.
it was on the west side.
Oh, okay, that one you talking about? Because I know he didn't put no
Mhm.
gun in nobody, but
Mhm.
yeah,
This
okay.
deal in my line, didn't they find that man's DNA on it? Found it. Found it on his behind.
Yeah, wow, that's terrible.
Mhm.
That
On
is
the
terrible.
Yeah, but this is the kind of stuff that other officers, either so-called good officers, are not willing to talk about and not willing to confront. So if you're not willing to talk about this and confront this, and actually, as an officer, sit up and say that this is wrong, I mean, you're not a good officer because that makes you complicit.
Okay.
He's on the west side.
Yeah, I
Well,
understand.
one of the main things, like Roosevelt said, it's a whole conspiracy from the top level. Once you've been charged, you got to deal with the judicial system, and they all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And
the thing is,
it's,
you
it's
talk
really
about
a shame. It's really a shame some of the stuff that happens. We got body cams and cameras everywhere, but the race soldiers are still active.
Of course.
You see with George Floyd, there was a public lynching.
Yes, it was.
Laquan McDonald. That was a public lynching, and a man only got 6 years for it.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't do all of
he's
that.
about to get out.
He out already. Talking
He
about to
out.
get, yeah.
He been out. Talking about supposed to get out. He been out.
And
Oh, I wish I knew.
about
I'm
it.
not gonna say that.
He is out and has been out.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, before George Floyd, the average white person couldn't believe that a policeman would plant drugs or a gun on somebody. They wouldn't think that he would jump on somebody for no reason at all. He would be always right, but a lot of them got a chance to see it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on TV and everywhere. And during that time, man, I heard on Steve Harvey, and it was deep as far as I was concerned. During the pandemic, he said, maybe God put this on us and slowed us all down and gave us a chance to stop and everybody get a chance to see what's really going on. Shut everything down. You didn't have no choice but to listen to the radio or the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you didn't, you heard it on social media. And I believe it.
Yeah, well, hey.
And the thing is, the black officers, they do some of the same kind of stuff. Because, matter of fact, I got a friend of mine. Matter of fact, it's my godson's cousin. A few years ago, he got beat up by a Chicago police officer, all because now maybe I have to admit, maybe my godson's cousin, he was wrong at the time, because I guess he had to go to the bathroom, and he was walking home, and so therefore he didn't, was in public, so he saw, I guess, a driveway, and this was a driveway that looked like a really big alley, but it wasn't an alley, it was a driveway to a home. So he went into this driveway about to call himself, using the bathroom, I guess, in the alley, what he thought was an alley. and somebody, this black dude or something comes out and beats him up and pistol whips him and everything. Come to find out, it's an off-duty Chicago police officer. And even though my godson's cousin is the one who got beat up, they charged my godson's cousin with assault and battery on a peace officer and all of that stuff. And he's on probation and all of that stuff for like 9 or 10 months until the whole case gets dismissed. And this was a black officer who did it.
Mm-hmm.
All by design. And if they do that to 60-70% of young black men, they run into the law some kind of way. That means they're gonna have X on their back. Now they can't find a decent job. It's all about design.
Mm-hmm. Monica Stinson Brown, she said, I posted six cops, black and white, fired for doing the right thing. All officers are not bad. All black officers are not bad. All Chicago black officers are not bad. So she said she just posted 6 articles.
Well, you see that they got fired for doing the right thing.
Yeah,
you see, they're no longer on the job. They got fired.
Right. Right.
Well, I'm
so
sure.
What does that let you know?
And a lot of us.
I mean, Roosevelt.
Don't think
listen.
All cops are bad.
Right. I mean, me personally, I don't. To me, it's see, when you look at, it's a system that's in play. It's in play already. When you come to a job, and you said it, Rosa, when you swear, take an oath, it's a lot of things that's behind the oath that they don't mention out in the public. Like you said, Roosevelt, they stick together. Street people stick together. Gang members stick together.
And they shouldn't.
Everybody stick together. Listen, Roosevelt, this ain't about righteousness. It's about the law. That's what I'm telling you. That's why they keep religion. Listen, when they took God out of the school became ungodly. When you take God out of the government, it becomes a corrupt government. When something is not ruled by the principles of God, it's not of God, period. Period, Roosevelt. So you can't expect nothing evil to treat you fair and treat you right. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But it's a system. Now, what you can agree with me with is that we do need the police. Trust me, because if we didn't have the police here, you probably wouldn't be able to walk down the street, especially if you're living in certain areas. You probably couldn't walk down the street without getting robbed easily. No problem. Stuff taken away from you. So we do definitely need their presence.
City.
Yeah, we definitely need their presence. We definitely need that. I'll say that. Now, if we can't agree with me on that, I'm sorry, but we definitely need them. We definitely, because we just can't be out here doing anything we want to do, walking in people's business, taking stuff, walking up and taking people's cars and all that they work hard for, or people worked all day long and got paid, and you come and take their check. They didn't work 2 weeks of sacrifice. Come on. We listen. The police are needed. They need it. Trust me. We can talk that stuff we want to, and I'm with you, Roosevelt. And I know they dirty. I know that they robbed me, Roosevelt, when I was out there selling dope. Took my money. You gonna take my drugs, my money, my guns, then try to take me to jail. Man, something got to give. Come on now, bro. You can't take all this then and take me to jail too. No. So I understand.
Take 3 things from you, but charge you with 1.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, I understand, what I understand and everything, like what you mean, but it's a double-edged sword, because the thing is, it's almost like, you go on the street. If you didn't have police, then you're at the mercy of the crooks and the gang members and the criminals. Same thing you was talking about night before last. But yet, when with the police and everything, sometimes some of them have a mentality that, in the way that they act, I've seen them sometimes act and talk worse than gang members. I mean, because I've heard them use more cuss words than a regular person could use. And plus, there's only one particular. It's too much. when they're supposed to be professional.
Yeah. Hold on, Roosevelt. I got another caller.
Well, I'd rather
757.
they have some.
Go ahead. 757. I got a new caller. Come on, caller. 757 area code. Hello.
Yeah, this is James Washington. This is James Washington.
Go ahead, James. How you doing, my brother?
Community activist from Virginia.
All right.
I understand what y'all saying, but we had a 6-year-old boy shoot a school teacher here in Virginia today, not too far from where I live at.
Now, did you go live today down there? Did you go live? Did you go live, James?
Yeah, I went live to talk about it. It's on my page.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Check it out. Check it out. So, what's your take of what we talk about in this conversation?
Like you just said, man, I have a whole lot to say. Like you said, if it weren't for police officers, we couldn't go out our front doors.
Because I'm gonna tell you, you got a lot of hard work. You got some 2 business owners on this line right now. I know they work and they make nice money. They ain't rich, but they make nice money. I'm quite sure they don't want nobody coming. Just take them out of their truck, whatever they do, take their money. You know, they don't want that. Or come in their home while they out working and breaking their home and take their possessions. They don't want that. Trust me. So I'm gonna give police some credit, but then I'm gonna discredit them. Like I say, I ain't anti-police, but I'm against those race soldiers, like Bill called them, and ones that ain't doing it. And I'm against those that see your partner out there doing wrong and you don't say that, you don't speak up, especially against your people. Especially against your people. And I'm with you on that, Roosevelt. Don't send no man and no woman to penitentiary because you lying. I'm with you on that, Roosevelt, because it almost happened to me.
And I'm sure you forgot to add, when they are caught dead to the wrong, they get a slap on the wrist.
Of course, you know they get,
Yeah, I forgot that part.
Yeah, they definitely get a slap on the wrist. They're not going to get with an everyday
Every
citizen.
time.
Yeah. And actually, Bill, their punishment should be twice as harder because they know better. That's what should be. That's just like a preacher. If a preacher going out there and tell you don't do this and don't do that, then he get caught up in that and he die and miss heaven. His punishment is going to be worse, because he's supposed to be an example of what he's teaching and believing in. Preaching, you know.
Even scripture tells you that.
Yeah. So this system,
because he know better.
Yeah, it's a system out here, Roosevelt, that's in play, and it don't benefit us, the people that look like you and I. It definitely don't. Listen, they didn't bring you over here, Roosevelt, our forefathers, over our ancestors, to be lawyers and doctors and nurses and politicians and judges and slave catchers and police. They didn't bring us over here for that. They brought us over here to serve them, to build. Now they don't need us for labor like that. So it's a game being played on us. That's all I'm saying.
It's about money.
It's about money. And they willing to step on their mama, their daddy, anybody for that money.
From the penitentiaries, and nobody ever bring up who makes the embalming fluid, because I'm sure embalming fluid is bought by the drums in the black area.
Now just think about it, Roosevelt.
It's always a motive behind.
Who's putting the guns in the neighborhood? Who's putting the drugs in the neighborhood? Whose neighborhood the abortion clinics in? Come on now. You got these high-priced hospitals that's right next to the black community, but they don't want to serve the black community. Come on now. Who's behind all this? Somebody going to sleep on here now. Hello?
It's a big evil government conspiracy.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, and the bombing fluid, for those that...
people, they don't understand all of this stuff.
For those that don't know what bombing fluid is, those are wet daddies. We call them back in our day sherm sticks, happy sticks. Leaf, y'all call them back y'all leaf. But let me say something. My brother Nathan said there's no such thing as fake news. Nathan, listen, brother, I don't know where you've been. I know I love you, brother, but you dead wrong on that. It is a such thing as fake news. If somebody get on the news and say Nathan shot somebody on 6th and Halsted, that's fake news. That's a lie. Fake mean a lie. That's fake news. And we know the news lie on people. They don't get it right on purpose.
Especially black people.
Telling you. That's
Well,
why
they
I said
twist the narrative, like you said earlier.
yeah. They change the narrative. They control the narrative. How many times the news says something happened that didn't happen that way? Then when a video come out, it go against everything what they said. They caught red-handed. So there is a such thing as fake news, lying news. They lie. You can't believe everything that you see and hear on the news. You can't believe it.
And that's
The
true.
way they
I mean,
control
because
the narrative.
you know.
And I've seen over the years, they'll tell us a story about a black man that committed a crime, and they'll go into his background from the time he was in 1st grade. But a white person, you will not hear about any background. In most cases, they don't even have a background.
Mm-hmm.
But we catch them at 14.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
No matter what it is, it's going to be brought up.
I remember I got locked up. Me and this white guy, we had the same identical record. My mom was 350, his was 250. I'm telling you, I seen it. 250, because you know, you go before the judge, they read off your little arrest history and all that. Man, how much education you got? Have you ever been arrested? And, man, I've seen it. So we know it's not balanced. Trust me. But it's tilted toward the white man. And we know it. He's calling the shots in this country. We just guess here. You know, we just guess.
He uses certain black people and black police officers to help enforce this stuff, just like they did in the slavery days.
It's a job, Roosevelt.
I consider black officers to be like black overseers.
Yeah. Roosevelt, it's a job. They have to do it. It's a job. If they superior say, hey, lock Martin up, he ran that light, he ain't got no license, they got to do it. They have to do it. It's in the creed, you know. When you go, listen, Roosevelt, every job that you go on, you're going to have rules. You right now, you got some independent truck drivers right here. They independent, they work for themselves, but they still have to follow some rules. When you go to school, you may not like the rules, but you have to follow the rules. Playing basketball, you have to, somebody might hit you too hard and the referee don't call. You got to follow the rules. If he didn't call the call, it didn't happen. We know it happened, but he didn't catch it. So Roosevelt, in anything in life, there are rules, whether you like it or love it or not, man. They have to follow, or you got to find you another job or another profession. You know, that, I mean, that's, I know it sounds terrible, and I'm not trying to come down on you, my man, brother. You're 100 grand with me. We protest and march on together, side by side. So, hey, they got their rule like politicians, man. You know, the golden rule in politicians and political persons will tell you, they probably won't tell you, there's no permanent enemies in politics. Do you hear me? No permanent enemies. So guess what? They say that for a reason, because it's a bargaining system. Okay, well, if you get rid of this, I'll vote for this. I'll make this pass. Well, you got to give this up in order to get this. It's a bargaining system, brother. There's rules in everything you go to. And my thing is, man, we got to have some black police officers, whether I agree with them or not. At least sometime you can run into an officer, they can understand your plight. They ain't got to shoot first. Because, see, the white officers, they ain't trying to hit none of that, most of them. They shooting first, then asking questions later. You never really hear about a black officer shooting a white boy or white teenager, shoot him because he thought he had a gun or he feared for his life. It's rare. It has happened, but it's rare.
They can't.
It's right. It's rare. It's rare. It's the teaching. It's the training. It's the training. So Roosevelt, I know you don't like it, but we need some people. Because listen, a lot of people don't know when the police come to your door, especially in the city, you can request for a black officer. Because I need somebody that's gonna understand me. You know, I don't need nobody that's ready to throw some cuffs on me real quick, right, and drag me up out the house. Now, I need somebody that's gonna understand what's going on. Seriously, I might have an argument with my wife or girlfriend or whatever. Then he won't come on, turn around. He ain't heard nothing. You know, hold on, man. Let's try to iron this out. You know. So, yeah, I'm just telling the truth and shame the devil.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
So, but why a black officer seem like in a whole lot of situations, Lord, I've seen them to be more aggressive than white officers. I mean, so sometimes
that's true. That's true. But I've seen
and that's what they do. They show out.
Right. But I've seen an
especially
officer.
if they got a white partner.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you that I've seen an officer, and I'm telling you for experience. I got arrested, and I didn't do nothing wrong. I ain't gonna say when and where. Do nothing wrong. It was all on body camera. They locked me up, took me to the police station, processed me, and the commander came in there and got me out of there and said, man, you didn't do nothing. You handle yourself well. We're gonna let you up out of here. And I'm talking about, seriously, when he looked at everything, I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. One time I got locked up, I was out the next 2 hours because I didn't do nothing. It was all on camera. It was all on camera. So I'm just telling you. Now, did I like getting handcuffs?
What happened to those officers who initially
Right.
to you?
Right. I can't tell you that, though. I don't know what happened to them. But I know one thing. I walked up out that police station.
If it were me, I would have to try to see into that one.
Yeah. Well, I got up out that police station, though, because they tried to arrest me. Well, they did arrest me. And the commander came and got me about the cell. Say, hey, man, you didn't do nothing. Come on out. Come on. And it was a black commander at that. Black commander. He looked over the paperwork and looked and seen, and he said, I reviewed the body cam. You handle yourself well. Exactly what he told me.
Wow.
I'm just telling you.
And let you go.
Yeah, and let me go. This is the gospel truth. This is the gospel truth. I didn't threaten the police. I didn't swing on them or nothing. I kept my composure and everything. The man took me to jail illegally. You know what I'm saying? Illegally. He couldn't. Then they kept jerking my arm like they wanted me to jerk back so they could jump them. I didn't do nothing. I played it smooth, Roosevelt. Everything was on camera. On their body camera and everything.
Yeah, that's a resisting.
Yeah. He kept jerking my right arm. He kept jerking my arm. And I never jerked back. I asked, I said, man, you must be nervous or something. That was an old trick. Like, you couldn't get me with that. I'm an old timer. I didn't jerk back either. Because if I would have jerked, if I'd have jerked back, you know what time I've been all on that car on the ground.
Yep, and a resisting arrest.
Yeah. Listen, all that paperwork was tore up. And I ain't had to tell on nobody. I ain't snitch on nobody. I was dead in the right. Now, you know, you got some folks they got that get out of jail pass free because they snitches, they informants. Yeah, so I got right out.
But one thing about policing, if you got people that despise a group of people or look down on them, even black, you're not going to have effective policing.
That's right.
And it's not designed to be effective. Because a lot of stuff that people get confronted by the police, if you a fair-minded, thinking person, and you establish a relationship with the people that you put
Bill,
patrolling.
you got an echo on your phone. You must be on loud mic or something. Yeah, you got an echo.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it.
You can't be on speakerphone.
When you trying to do effective policing, if you have a relationship
It's
with
still echo.
the people you patrolling, you know people's names, you might can do a better job at it.
But they don't want to know your name. You're just a skin color, a lot of them. They don't want to know your name.
And they don't care.
And Roosevelt. Now, how old are you, Roosevelt?
I care about your plight, what you're going through.
Roosevelt, how old are you?
The police would get further along.
How old are you, Roosevelt?
You know, I just had a birthday, man. I just made 49 last week.
Okay, listen to this, Roosevelt. You're right. Now, I remember when I was little growing up, you used to have officers used to walk the neighborhood. You know, they had to know everybody. You had officers work at the school, in high school. You had officers walk the beat like in a business area, and they would know everybody. They would know everybody. They would know everybody. They would have a relationship with everybody. They know who's who and all that. And I remember one time, and this experience, I was with my all four of my babies. They was little then. And officer got slick with my son, said something to my son. And I checked the police. I said, listen, officer, I teach my son to respect authority. Now, right now, you disrespected my son. You know, I told him, I said, now what you said to my son was wrong. I'm standing right here, I'm his father. And what you said to him is out of line. Officer got quiet because he knew I was right. I said, I teach him to obey authority when he see it. But what you just said to my son, you was out of order. I checked him. There was nothing else said after that. He just looked at me.
And see, they ain't used to a father being around to do that. And the thing is, even though he was wrong, and one thing I also noticed about police officers too, even if they are wrong for doing something or saying something, they never, ever, ever apologize for anything. Never. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and the thing is that even if you want to look at this whole thing godly or spiritually, I feel there's something, if you did something wrong or know you did something wrong, you're supposed to, apologize. Because, I mean, even it says, biblically that, you even ask God for forgiveness for your sins. Because even if you don't ask or confess or anything, even God himself won't forgive you. So, I mean, I don't know how come, everybody else, they can follow, whatever, other rules of society, however it's supposed to be, whatever. Because if I had said something like that to your son, I mean, I would be like, oh, man, that was my bad. That was my fault. I was so stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry for saying it. But the only thing is, whenever they're confronted with their wrong, they just get quiet. They never say anything. They never apologize for diddly squat. Never.
I've seen some apologizing
They
videos.
don't care to be held accountable for anything. There's no reason to apologize.
Yeah. Well, Roosevelt, listen, I know you had a lot of bad experiences, but can you tell me anything good about a police officer that you can think of?
I guess nothing completely off of the top of my head, because as much as good as I tried to think of, I mean, you see a whole lot of other stuff that just comes along, and plus certain things are just never made right. And plus I get so tired, because just like, even though the officer, she was talking about certain good things that she was doing through her organization she started. And even through, because me and her, she kind of put it out there a little bit, I'm kind of like her fraternal brother, if you catch my meaning. If she hears it, she'll know exactly like what I mean and everything by that. And I'm pretty sure you do too. I don't have to necessarily say it.
Right.
But it's like, a whole lot of them are something they always talk about. Well, you got to understand that police are not perfect, or the Chicago Police Department is not perfect. And that's where they stop at. They, never try to, they know what, some of them, they know what some of the wrong is going on is, but they never ever try to work on the wrong and reform the wrong. And if they know that there's an officer who's a bad egg, so to speak, they never ever do anything to root this officer and flush this officer out. So, I mean, you cannot go forward and say that you're doing good things and say how good you are if you are not correcting the wrong that has been done. And it doesn't take years to correct something.
Okay. So in your eyes, all police officers are wrong, right? Roosevelt?
I feel so. I think the vast majority of them do, because it's like, the good ones, the ones who said it, they're good, They never will speak up against those who are the bad. And the thing is, it's bad whenever you got a profession where you actually, you're dealing with people's lives here. An officer has much more power, and it's a little bit more dangerous than any politician, any preacher, any judge, or whatever, because that officer has the power to take life. And it's like, they could shoot someone who's unarmed, and a whole lot of good ones could just be sitting around, just standing there, be like, oh man, I know this situation is just like screwed up or whatever. And, a whole bunch of them before the media and everything comes, they come and they try to get their story together and everything. And then we all tell the same story, and they always try to protect this officer who really did do something. So how can you be good if you're defending someone who did something bad? Maybe I don't have the words to explain it, but I think that you know.
Yeah, well, let me just say this in defense of the police. The police are not allowed to talk to media unless they are assigned to. They just can't come out and say certain things. They still are governed under certain rules and regulations and policies, that. And you just can't, in the city of Chicago, you can have a police wrongfully shoot somebody. Don't you know how hard it is to fire a police? You can't just fire no police like that. There is a process that you have to go through. Now, they can give them days off, suspend them with pay, without pay. They can do that. But it's real hard to fire a Chicago police officer here in the city of Chicago. It's real hard. Real hard.
I'm wondering why.
It's real hard because of you got the fraternal order police. I mean, they racist. I mean, it's obvious. I mean,
an evil organization.
Well, you see what happened to those two attorneys in Oak Park that sat on the board for they were the judges, a husband and wife team that decided if Chicago police would lose their jobs, go to jail or whatever. They found them dead in their house in Oak Park.
And
they
never been
still
solved.
haven't solved their crime. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Never been solved. A husband and wife, high profile, beloved in their community by Black people. They owned a lot of property in Oak Park and other suburbs on the west side, and they were loved. They were cherished, adored by the community. Now, who would want to go in these people's house in Oak Park and kill them?
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't no robbery
So what
either.
does that tell you about that particular
Anjanette,
culture?
that Anjanette, what was her name? The one that they
Young.
went in her house.
Yeah.
Anjanette Young. Yes, they were
She
going
kept
to
on telling them it was the wrong house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that husband and wife, they were going to oversee that. And then shortly, first, the husband and wife came up dead. And then Officer French came up dead. And then, they were going to punish those police officers for what they did to Anjanette. And next thing we knew, it was on the news that the husband and wife that sat on the board that punished Chicago police officers, they were found dead in their home. And then
they were on COPA.
They were on COPA, yep. And they decided if police lost their job and everything, jail, all of that.
Well,
and they came up dead. And then after that, Officer French was killed. And it's ugly.
Well, you know who run the police department now.
So what does that tell you about that culture?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. We know who run. You know who run the police.
It's all evil.
Yeah, yeah. And some
I
of these
seen
big.
something refreshing a few years back in defense of the police, because most of my experience have been bad, and some of it I deserved. But I was at a lounge, and this guy had a situation with his wife.
I remember.
He came and started a ruckus, and he didn't do anything. It was actually her, so the police was called. They came and snatched him, and they was finna do him in, man.
They was finna whoop him.
They was roughing him up, and there happened to be a young Black officer there
that worked for that department.
He said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! He wasn't even on duty. Worked for the same department. He said, whoa, 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 let me handle this. He said, I was there. I think what happened. And they still was trying to get kind of rambunctious with him. He said, no, no, no. I'm going to handle this. And he grabbed the guy and he walked away with him and started talking to him. Then came back. He left him standing there. Then he came back to the rest of the officers, which all of them was right.
Yeah, I was there. That was in Bolingbrook. At PC's Lounge in Bolingbrook. I saw it. That was the first time I seen a black officer step up. He's not lying. I was there. He was at a step.
Because most of them are not going to do that.
Yeah, that was that was 20-some years ago. That was back in 2001.
Yeah, but
And that was a
Roosevelt,
Bolingbrook officer.
they're needed, brother. So you know you can walk around with this chip on your shoulder if you want to, but you listen. Sometimes I'd be happy to see the police come.
Need it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to deny that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to deny that they need it and everything, but it's just that they also get away with so much stuff too, and killing our youth and everything, and shooting unarmed people. And I'm not going to say it here because this is your platform, but I already said one time on YouTube what I would do if the police killed one of my family members. If they killed one of my family members, I'm not going to call on Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, or Jesse Jackson. I'm going to go and do something that I'm not going to say here.
Yeah, well,
I've had positive experiences with police officers too, all different types, state troopers, male, and guess what? They were all white. All of the police officers, a state trooper and regular police that I've had positive experiences with, they were white.
Well, I'll say this, Roosevelt. Whatever you plan on, if ever happen, you better be ready to die. I tell you, because that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Sure ain't gonna have a problem killing you.
They ain't gonna have no problem doing that. You better make sure.
Think smart.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know it's.
Roosevelt is fed up. You got to get a grip on it, Roosevelt.
Yeah,
I know it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because I'm fed up because there was never any justice in my case. And the thing is, I mean, a whole lot of people, they act like I'm not supposed to say anything. They act like, well, that's just one of those things. But everybody would be encouraging me to do something. If let's just say, like, if this is the average person who had done something, let's just say to one of my family members, let's just say, like, if this a God forbid, a person, just like any person who murdered one of my family members who got away with it for like years, people would encourage me to fight for justice and go and do something. But yet we're all supposed to cower down and bow down and be quiet, all because this is a so-called police officer, which is nothing but just another human being, just like me and you.
I'm not telling you to let it go, Roosevelt, but I'm just saying don't let it overcome you to this point where that's all you do is eat, sleep, and drink, seething with that. It's poisonous. It's toxic. I can hear it in your voice. You really do mean what you're saying. You've had just about enough, and it's dangerous to be at the point where you are.
Especially after we saw George Floyd and everything, and it's so much that I have seen, because I think until my experience, until I had my experience, I mean, I saw the whole giant birds thing back in the 90s, and I heard little things and everything, but until it's certain, I think that's what got me kind of involved in activism. That's where I first met Martin from, and everything was like protests like years ago. That's what got me starting involved when I went through that, my experience. Because sometimes, you never completely know it until like it comes to your doorstep. And the thing is, this stuff, as much as we talk about
I got a new caller, y'all.
Stuff, no gang member.
I got a new caller. 4128. Go ahead, caller. 4128.
Well, Martin.
What's going on? Go ahead, bro.
So I just wanted to say about the police thing, because I'm about to start going for CPD. So I feel like we just need more.
I say don't.
Why you say don't?
I want to say
Why
something.
You say don't?
Too.
Roosevelt, he asked you a question.
It's dangerous.
But, we just need. Somebody said don't.
I want to say. Roosevelt is bitter.
Roosevelt.
All down in his voice. He's bitter. Roosevelt
is, yeah, he's at his last break.
Help.
Because there was never any justice in my case. That's why I say don't. Because I mean,
He's
many black
traumatized
people
with
they start
PTSD.
off,
Well, let me
they
just.
start off good.
Mhm.
He
Okay,
needs to go
sorry.
talk to some.
Okay, go ahead.
He needs some
Go ahead.
professional help.
4128.
He sounds very, very bitter.
Hold on. 4128. Go ahead.
So, I just feel like we just need more truthful officers out there. I hear Mr. Roosevelt, what he's saying, which is 100% correct. I had bad experience with the police. Like, I'm walking around in Austin neighborhood, and I get pulled over all the time, and they say I look like somebody. Oh,
wow,
you did this crap, boy. Like a couple of days ago, they put me in here because I'm going to work. And they put me in here and said I was shooting 2 blocks away. I said, for everything I love, I just came out this house. You can go ask my people, did I come out this house? And they was not trying to hear. And then the other lady, older lady walked past and she was like, guys, that was not him. He just walked out the house. I promise you he did. So they let me go. But I still don't have nothing against the police. They're because they stupid butt out here. But I feel like if we have more black police officers out here, like somebody said, to understand what the black people is going through, then I feel like, this the coach, Martin.
I know you, coach. I know the coach. Yeah, I got you. I know you are the coach. Yeah.
I'm just trying.
And I agree with you.
I'm just trying to make stuff right, man. Because if Lori Lightfoot win another term, I'm packing my shit up and I'm leaving. Sorry to Curtis Martin.
Okay.
Because it's like, for example, my uncle, he was the police in Memphis, right? So he said he had a white party. They was going to a shooting in Memphis. This was 5 years ago. He just left Memphis and came to Chicago. 5 years ago, he said, the white dude said, there's no point of you driving fast. By the time we get there, he's dead. So they already knew it was a black person that got shot. So my uncle said he was out there putting up tape, and the white officer was still sitting in the car. He said, what he moving for? He dead. So my uncle got in, they had an altercation after the scene was over. He said something like, hey, we know when we go to these white things, I don't say stuff like that. So you shouldn't say stuff like that when we go to the black thing. So I guess, they felt some type of way. They suspended my uncle, and then they released him at the end. So he came to Chicago to be CPD.
See, if that ain't racism, I don't know what it is. That's racism 101. All day. See, Roosevelt, it's some incidents that happen you just don't know. See, I talk to officers, and I just can't say what I want to say, over the line. But I talk to a lot of officers. Trust me. If you talk to some of these officers off the record, they'll tell you. They would tell you, bro. They just don't come out. Listen, we dealing with a crooked system. It is ruled by with a rod iron. It's a dangerous system. I'm telling you, anytime police get shot back to back, suicide, something going on. Something is not right. Something is not right. Don't nobody want to.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you, Martin. You know how when they do a shooting, right? When somebody do a shooting, right?
Right.
And why they always say, I never get it. They be like, nobody in custody. Like, how do y'all not catch nobody in custody? Like, the camera view right there, for example, my little brother, and this is how I first started following you. Because you did this, you recorded with my little brother. He had got shot. You was over there recording the scene and stuff. That's how I knew my little brother got shot. Off your page, matter of fact. So, they were saying like the dudes didn't get caught, but it was 2 cameras right there on the end. Like, and then they know the car. So I don't get it. Why do you think they always say no custody found nobody in custody or.
Well,
You think
people,
the police. Sometimes I be thinking the police be hiring people to do hits and stuff.
listen.
Mhm.
That's true. I'll say this. Let me just say this, people. It all stems from hate. If a people can poison people water, do people wrong, kill people, do all sorts of type of things, not give them what they need to survive, what you dealing with an evil people, an evil system of people. The system is people. System, that's what it is. It's a system. It's a corrupt system, Roosevelt. It's a corrupt system. Is nothing good can really come out of it. You know, but people are trapped into this thing here. Listen, everything is based on race. The Constitution, Roosevelt, was based on race. They didn't have black people as presidents in mind to be a president, a lawyer, a doctor, and all that when they wrote the Constitution. The Constitution is written white people at the top and black people at the bottom. And that's where it is right now today. We don't own anything and we don't control nothing. Yeah, we own houses and all that, cars. We ain't manufacturing them nothing. We can't do what we want. Buy a car. I bet you're gonna have to pay tax on it. Buy a car and don't drive, don't put no license plate and stick on it. See what happens. And don't get no insurance. See what happens. Buy a house and pay for it in cash and don't pay the taxes and see what happens. Matter of fact, you can buy a house and pay your taxes on time, and it's a law that's called eminent domain. They can take your house and give you what they think is worth. Remember, Roosevelt, the money that you have in your bank account, the money that you have in your pocket right now, who faces on it? Who faces on it? They tell you what your dollar is worth. They tell you what you could do with your education. They tell you where you can live by your income. You can't live downtown if you're on public aid unless you got a Section 8 house up down there in certain areas. You ain't gonna be living in Joliet, Sherwood, all these rich, nice, exclusive suburbs. If you're poor, if you do, you're gonna be in a low income area. It's all about design. They're not gonna put
a red line.
Yeah. They're not going to put good things in the black community for what? They're not going to invest in the black community. Only thing they want from the black community, they want these athletes. They want you to come and entertain them. There's nothing good to come from black in their eyes. In their eyes. Listen, when they look at you, they looking at finance. How can I make some money off this?
Entertainment.
Go ahead, bro.
Entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. Sports.
They don't want you to know the money that they make off of you. Because a black man, the average black person, use more gas, buy more clothes, go in debt with credit cards more than any other race. Our dollar is the biggest dollar.
And we spend our money with anybody. We ain't got no discretion. The Asian man and the Arab man, they ain't gonna come in your community and spend no money. If that white man come in your community, guess what? He gonna rob you of your valuables. The only way they'll spend money with you unless you in a franchise or something, like a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Popeyes, or Kentucky or something. If you're in a franchise, they'll spend money with you with a den or something like that. But you open up a business, how many white people coming in your business? How many Arabs coming in your business? How many Asians coming in your business? They're not going to spend their money with you. See, they know the power of a dollar. They practice group economics. That's not a sin. That ain't even being racist. A man, he crazy. Why you go out and buy another woman something? You got a woman at home, and you could spend that money on your woman. Your woman washing your clothes, take care of your baby, and you take your check out there and go spend on another woman. And now y'all got to wait another 2 weeks before y'all eat good at the house. Come on, black man. That's the same thing. So same thing when it comes to shopping. You have to spend money with people that look like you so they can hire other people that look like you. That's not racist. That's not racist, people. Now, I'm not saying because a person black now, because I'm spending my money with black companies, you still got to treat me right now. You ain't going to talk to me any kind of way and I'm spending my money now. I demand good services.
Well, that's not starting to hire black people at these beauty supplies.
Mhm.
It was, you didn't see black people working at beauty supplies, Martin.
Mm-mm.
Now they letting black people work there, so that's because they heard what was getting ready to happen. Black people are opening up our own beauty supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And listen, when black people learn how to spend their money, man, all these other races are gonna go broke. I'm telling you, you heard Bill say it. Man, we listen, we consumers. We just spend. You got black folk, you got some folks out here will spend their rent money on Christmas toys.
Lord have mercy.
Spend your rent money on Christmas toys just because you say, I want my kids to have a happy Christmas. You got women out here that will sleep with men that they don't like just to get some Christmas toys for their children. Come on now. You don't know the real reason of Christmas. Come on now. Talk to me.
It's bad.
It's bad.
And the average blue collar white person or family, they might spend $2,000 on clothes in a whole year for a family of four.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll have a black man that's blue collar, working class. He'll spend that on himself in 2-3 months.
Not even 2-3 months.
Or 1 month.
More than that. Less than that.
Man, I got me. Listen.
And that's a couple of pairs of gym shoes.
Listen, I got a fur coat I bought from the flea market. I got jeans I bought from the flea market, gym shoes. Listen, I know how to stretch a dollar. Trust me, I know how to stretch a dollar. I'm telling you. I got some jeans that I had for 10 years.
Make it holler.
I'm telling you, y'all black people, y'all better start learning how to stretch, make that money stretch.
Stop spending everything. It's like a money bowl burn a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
I just be looking at people. I found out that people were mentally unstable during COVID. Sitting on Facebook the first week of lockdown, man, it just kept going. I'm like, what are you ordering from Amazon for? Ooh, is these shoes cute? I mean, posting, going live on Facebook. I'm like, this person is crazy. Where are you? We're on lockdown. Where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
Delusional. Just spending money.
And the thing is, it didn't help that we had a couple of stimulus checks. Well, I remember.
Right.
I was like, when the COVID first started, I was by myself and everything. And then a friend of mine, she was going shopping. So she, picked me up and everything so I could go pick up a few things. We went to Walmart. Boy, this was just like a couple of days after the stimulus checks were issued. We went into the electronics section. All the 65 and 75-inch TVs were gone. I mean,
wow.
But here's something what I did. But what I did and everything, I took a whole lot of that money and put it into since I take pictures and do photography, I put it into my business. So when things opened up, I had what I needed. But some people, I guess, maybe were short-sighted and maybe weren't thinking like that.
I mean, buying whole party dresses. Ain't no party. There's nothing open to go to a party. Where you gonna wear it, to the mailbox? Are you crazy?
All right, people. we're gonna end it right there. I've got to go. It's almost 12 o'clock. I've been on 2 hours and 8 minutes. I appreciate you, Roosevelt.
We got it in tonight.
Yeah, we got it in tonight. We express ourselves. And you know what? And one thing I like about this broadcast that we could disagree with each other. We ain't got to cuss each other out, call each other names and stuff like that. So, and that's what I like about it. This audience is very respectful. Every now and then we get a troll get on here and talk crazy. Every now and then we get a troll talk crazy. But it's all good. It's all good. All right, y'all. This is live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. We ended it right here, people. And I just want to thank Roosevelt, Bill, Sharice, my other friend. I'll never call a name out, but sometimes they want you to call a name out. But I appreciate every last one of y'all for tuning in. This is live, and the coach, and the coach, and the coach. Thank you, coach, for calling in. And I'm out of here, people. Good night.
All the fingertippers.
Huh? All right. I'm out of here, y'all.
All the fingertippers.